Hi guys, my name is Anuj Jindal. Welcome to my channel. Amid this lockdown, everybody is facing the major problem of reduction in their productivity. सबकी ही प्रोडक्टिविटी नीचे चली गई है और जो एक्चुअली हम लोगों को काम करना चाहिए था, जिस तरह से हम लोगों को इस टाइम को यूज़ करना चाहिए था, वो नहीं हो पा रहा है. Keeping that in mind, I have been coming out with sessions on how can you be more productive, how can you enjoy and use simple things in life. For that, I have been using the Zen philosophy, which is not only about religion. In fact, it is not at all about religion. In fact, it is more about enjoying the simple things in life, appreciating the simple experiences of life. Keeping that in mind, आज मैं 5 चीज़ें आपको और बताऊंगा, which will help you be more productive in your education. When you are preparing for competitive examinations, stress levels are at an all-time high. You are always anxious about clearing the examination as fast as possible. Notification dates are another issue which affect our performance on a regular basis. ये सब चीज़ों को ध्यान में रख के कुछ छोटी चीज़ें अगर हम अपनी लाइफ में इनकलकेट कर लें, it will be beneficial for us and help us clear the examination and achieve our goal faster. So let's start with the first learning for today. In today's learning, we'll be focusing upon changing our perspective. The first way is do not be troubled by things that have not yet happened. मतलब जो चीज़ें अभी तक नहीं हुई हैं उसके बारे में सोचकर या उसके बारे में चिंता करके कोई फ़ायदा नहीं है. Now this is a problem which majority of us faces. Even I face it today on a regular basis. Anxiety is intangible, but anxiety is also ubiquitous. हम लोग रोज़ ही anxiety का शिकार होते हैं. But it is very important that when you are studying, your concentration needs to be at an optimum level. In order to maintain that, anxiety has to go. Let's read what Zen has to say about it. Zen Buddhism is said to have originated with a monk named Bodhidharma. He transmitted his teachings to a disciple named Huike. One time, Huike shared his troubles with Bodhidharma. My mind is always filled with anxiety. Please help me to quieten it. Bodhidharma replied, I will calm these anxieties for you. But first, will you bring them to me? If you can set them before me and say, these are the anxieties that burden me, I will be sure to calm them for you. Hearing this, Huike realized something for the first time. Anxiety was a thing within his mind. In reality, it was intangible. His fears were intangible, and yet he clung to them. He recognized the futility in this. There is no need to be troubled by things that have not yet happened. Think only about what is happening right now. Almost all anxieties are intangible. They are the invention of your own mind. In fact, आप अभी ये वीडियो देख रहे हैं और आपके दिमाग में चल रहा होगा कि क्या मैं आज अपने टारगेट्स पूरे कर पाऊंगा? Whatever I have set in mind, will I be able to complete that? What timetable should I be following? What should I be studying first and what should I be studying last today? All these are signs of anxiety. All these are signs of anxiousness in your mind. This is called chattering of the mind. Yesterday I had a session on YouTube in which I explained how to overcome your failures and look beyond in your life. In that, a very big part of the session was focused upon stopping the chattering of mind. Because the mind wants to make you a slave of itself. Zen is talking about the same thing. You can control your anxieties by telling your mind that you cannot focus on the future unless you are focusing on the present. आज का जो टारगेट है, इस वक्त का जो टारगेट है, उस पे फोकस करें. ये ना सोचें कि आज मैं पूरे दिन में क्या क्या करूँगा और कैसे कैसे करूँगा. क्या मैं एक हफ्ते में ये कोर्स पूरा कर लूँगा? क्या मैं 7 दिन बाद दूसरा सब्जेक्ट स्टार्ट कर पाऊँगा? क्या मुझे मैथ समझ आ जाएगी? मैथ समझ नहीं आई तो क्या मेरा क्लियर कभी नहीं होगा? All these are signs of anxieties in your mind, which your mind creates in order to start chattering with you, in order to show its importance to you. इसको कंट्रोल करना ज़रूरी है. And it's very simple. बस प्रेजेंट पर फोकस करिए. जो अभी चल रहा है उस पर फोकस करिए. आप अभी ये वीडियो देख रहे हैं तो इस वीडियो पर फोकस करिए. किसी और चीज़ के बारे में मत सोचिए. Let's talk about the second way. The second way is take pleasure in your work. This is a very big problem with majority of us because हम लोगों को लगता है कि दूसरे आदमी का काम ज़्यादा easy है, ज़्यादा enjoyable है, ज़्यादा fun है और हमारी लाइफ बहुत ख़राब है. This is a problem with all of us. Facebook is a big reason that we face these depressionary scenarios. हम लोग Facebook पे देखते हैं हमारे फ्रेंड्स दूसरी कंट्रीज़ में घूमने जा रहे हैं, हमारे फ्रेंड्स पार्टी कर रहे हैं, हमारे फ्रेंड्स का वर्क एनवायरनमेंट बहुत कूल, बहुत चिल्ड आउट है, एंड वी ऑफन थिंक यार हमारी लाइफ ऐसी क्यों नहीं है. द प्रॉब्लम इज दैट योर फ्रेंड्स आर थिंकिंग द सेम अबाउट यू. इसकी लाइफ तो बहुत सिंपल है, ये बस कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम की तैयारी कर रहा है, सिलेक्शन हो जाएगा, ही इज़ ऑलरेडी वेरी स्मार्ट. सिलेक्शन होने के बाद इसकी लाइफ कितनी चिल हुई. हम लोग प्राइवेट जॉब्स में काम कर रहे हैं. इट्स एन एंडलेस विशियस सर्कल विच इज क्रिएटेड बाय एवरीवन अराउंड अस, इंक्लूडिंग अस. लेट्स रीड. There is a teaching that a Rinzai Zen priest is said to have given his monks in training. Be the master wherever you go. Then, wherever you find yourself, things will be as they truly are. Always make every effort, no matter the circumstances or situation, to bring out your true self. Your inner protagonist matlab, the advocate of a belief, the advocate of an idea, a champion of an idea, to deal with whatever you face. If we face everything in this manner, all of us will be capable of encountering the truth, and therein will we discover bliss. That is the meaning of this teaching. When we have something arduous to do, we often want to complain about it. We say, anyone could do this, or this is all they ever let me do. But with this attitude, it is very difficult to find the joy in our work. People who do their best to enjoy what is before them have the greatest chance to discover inner peace. This is the gist and the main point that I wanted to communicate. Often, whatever it is they are enjoying, the thing before them has the potential to turn into an opportunity. इसका मतलब है कि कोई भी काम छोटा नहीं होता, कोई भी काम बड़ा नहीं होता. Every work has an opportunity. Take the example of me. When I started teaching, I did not do it in order to turn it into a profession. I did it while I was still in college, and I enjoyed doing it. It was a hobby for me, and it is still a hobby for me. The place where you currently find yourself, the role you inhabit, the people you meet today, every little thing. You never know what might become an opportunity. Stop dismissing what it is that you're doing and start living. तो जो भी आप कर रहे हैं उसको डिसमिस करना बंद करें कि ये काम अच्छा नहीं है, काश मैं ये कुछ और कर लेता. यूपीएससी की जो तैयारी कर रहे होते हैं स्टूडेंट्स, दे ऑफन दे ड्रीम अबाउट हाउ विल दे वर्क आफ्टर दे गेट सेलेक्टेड. सिलेक्शन होने के बाद हम क्या क्या कर देंगे, हम क्या क्या चेंजेस ले आएंगे गाँव में. व्हेन यू गेट सेलेक्टेड देन डू इट, बट राइट नाउ योर फोकस शुड बी ऑन स्टडिंग, should be on covering the entire syllabus so that you can clear the examination. Live in the present and focus on what you're working on. मैं आपको एक बहुत अच्छा एग्जाम्पल देता हूँ. I keep hiring a lot of people for different tasks, and I once hired an intern fresh out of college because I wanted to experiment something like working with freshers. And I realized that a major problem with freshers, students coming straight out of college, is that they're focused too much on the idea and very little on the execution of the idea. The student was even so bold that he came up to me and said, "Sir, मैं आपको ideas देता हूँ, आप उनको execute करवाइए. I will give you ideas, you get them executed." And I told him, "The ideas that you're giving me, I already have them. I've already encountered them, I've already experimented them, I've already dismissed those ideas even after execution a lot of times. So you're not coming out and giving me something really unique. Whatever you're telling me, I already have done that. Your objective at this point of time is to learn through execution. But you're so focused on a utopian world where you will give me an idea and I will get it executed, that you will not be able to experience the true self of having to execute something on your own." तो आज execution पे focus करिए rather than focusing on the idea. The next learning that we have is don't blame others. At the office, there are people who produce results and people who seem never to be very effective. How can this be explained? Human beings, for the most part, are endowed with basically the same capabilities. So if there's anything that differentiates the results we produce, it may be the mindset in which each of us faces whatever task is at hand. Whatever it is you're doing, be grateful for the opportunity. Be happy for the chance to do the work. I don't mean to sound idealistic here. I'm merely repeating what many great men and women have said before. If you believe that a task is being forced upon you, then you will see the work as a burden, and it will arouse negative feelings. So the vicious cycle that we started with about anxiety also continues and becomes a part of your life if you start blaming others for your problems. It is the same in the practice of Zen. The moment you find yourself asking, "Why do I have to tidy the garden every morning?" is the moment your training becomes meaningless. Everything we do as human beings is precious. If we are to find meaning in what we do, we must first become our own protagonist in the work. You have the leading role in your work. If you approach work with this attitude, all work becomes meaningful and invaluable. मतलब अपने काम को एक बर्डन की तरह ना लें and don't blame others for your problems. A very good example which I often see running around or floating around on the internet and even among students is the problem of, or what they seem as a problem, the idea of reservation. सबको रिजर्वेशन मिलता है, जनरल कैटेगरी को रिजर्वेशन नहीं मिलता है, and students in the general category are often very unhappy with this problem or are often very unhappy with this decision of providing reservation. उनका आर्ग्यूमेंट होता है कि अगर 100 बच्चों को 100 स्टूडेंट्स को रिजर्वेशन मिल रहा है, उसमें से 90-95 ऐसे हैं who don't deserve it, who are already very socially and monetarily rich, who have already been blessed. They don't need reservation. So the government's policies of providing reservation are not working in reality. But what about the rest 5 of them or the rest 10 of them who are actually deserving, who got through because of reservation? That is number one. Second is reservation or is thinking about reservation going to affect your performance in any positive way? Is arguing about reservation going to affect your performance positively in any way? No, it is not. Reservation as a policy has been brought into our country after a very deep analysis. It is not only popular on popular vote or on public demand that reservation is a part of our society today. It has a very deep meaning which we need to understand. Rather than trying to waste our time on creating that understanding about reservation and trying to argue whether we should be a part of reservation or not as a society, it's more important that you focus on your studies. दूसरों के ऊपर ब्लेम ना करके कि उस स्टूडेंट को रिजर्वेशन मिल गया इसलिए उसका क्लियर हो गया, वो उसको डिजर्व नहीं करता था, अगर उसको रिजर्वेशन नहीं मिलता तो शायद मेरा नंबर आ जाता, शायद मैं एग्जाम क्लियर कर लेता. That is not going to solve your problems. There are always endless opportunities in your life and you have to grab it by the neck. Instead of thinking about reservation, instead of thinking about problems that are pushing you down. To give you my own example, I missed RBI examination in the year 2015, I believe, by 0.25 marks. I was the first one in waiting line, waiting to be selected in RBI. I could have easily blamed my failure on reservation. कि बहुत सारे OBC स्टूडेंट्स का सिलेक्शन हुआ, बहुत सारे मेरे फ्रेंड्स भी थे जिनका सिलेक्शन हुआ who did not deserve it, who should have gone through the general category instead of OBC category. अगर वो जनरल से अप्लाई करते तो शायद मेरा भी सिलेक्शन हो जाता. But that would not have solved my problems. Instead, I started focusing upon things that really mattered. And that thing was my true passion. My true passion was not to work in an organization like RBI. My true passion, I realized, was to teach, and that is what I'm doing now. If I had, at that point of time, focused on negative emotions, I would have been bogged down by my negative emotions and the chattering of my mind. The next and last way that we are going to discuss today is, do not compare yourself to others. ये हमारी बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है कि हम हमेशा अपने आप को दूसरों से कंपेयर करते हैं. Now you must be thinking, sir, this is a relative examination. Our performance relative to others' performance matters, and therefore we have to compare ourselves. You be competitive. I'm not asking you not to be competitive. Compare yourself to others when it is about performance. but do not try to compare yourself to others when it is about life. The work I am doing now is my true calling. Whoever can say this is very fortunate. Most people, though, are more likely to wonder, is this job really right for me? There must be other work that I am better suited for. Surely, people have their own aptitudes. But there is something to be said for perseverance. Practicing Zen monks wake early, sweep and purify the garden, perform religious services. They repeat the same things every day. And the lesson is to be found in the repetition itself. The lesson is to be found in routine itself. That's what I've been talking about for a very long time. You can start something as long as you have the energy. Finishing too is easy. The hard part is just to keep going. If you tell yourself day in and day out that something is wrong for you, then how will it ever be right for you? We have a tendency to compare ourselves to others. We envy the light workload of our neighbor. We see someone who is talented and get depressed. But ultimately, there is pleasure to be found in the repetition of work that suits you. आपको जो भी काम सूट करता है, जो भी काम आप कर सकते हैं, उसको करिए. Rather than trying to think that the neighbor is more talented, the neighbor is more rich, my friend is richer than me, my friend has a more stable life than me, my friend already has a family and I'm still studying and trying to get into an organization, trying to get a government job. All those comparisons are not going to be good for you. The only comparison you have to make is whatever I am studying today, is my competitor studying the same, or is my competitor studying even more? If my competitor has the capability to study more in a single day, why can I not? I also should be studying more, trying to be competitive as much as I can, and try to clear the examination before he does. That's the only comparison you have to make with respect to your targets, with respect to your passion. Every other comparison is meaningless. I hope all these 5 practices that I've explained to you today are going to help you be more productive during the COVID-19 lockdown that we are facing right now. My target is to help you use whatever resources you already have, whatever courses you already have taken, whatever books you already have at your hand, to study better, to study smarter, and to study in a more positive way. Rather than focusing on what is not, focus on what you have right now. All the very best, guys. Take care. Have a nice day.